And we begin 13 News at 5 this Friday night with breaking news. We have now learned that IMPD is involved in a police shooting on the east side.
This investigation is underway right now near Prospect and Emerson. Our Logan Gay is live near the scene tonight. Logan, what have you learned?
Hey, Destin, yes, we're still here on Emerson, and just two crime scene units just rolled in. You can actually see them behind me. You can see that they're getting out their vehicles right now. This is what the scene looks like right at this moment. Now, if you remember, police told us earlier, this is actually the second of two crime scenes. This is actually where the officer-involved shooting happened. Now, the first crime scene was on the 1300 block of Riley's Place. One person is dead and one person was taken to the hospital from that scene. We do know that of the two victims, we know that one was a male. Now, here on Emerson, this is where police, like I said, caught up with the male suspect and where the officer-involved shooting eventually happened. Now, the suspect was transported to the hospital, and we don't have any kind of update on their how they're doing, but I will say that they do plan to have a press briefing here in the near future. We're just waiting for them to have that. They said that right now they're going through body cameras. Now, if you look around, this is a heavily industrialized place. There's lots of cameras around, so they also have to go through those cameras and also talk with witnesses. This is a very busy intersection, and it's closed. A lot of cars are having to turn around, so they asked if you can avoid the area, please do. They don't believe that there's any danger to the public, and they do believe that this is an isolated incident. Like I mentioned, we are expecting a press briefing here soon. Once we get that, we'll get some more details, and we'll get them to you as soon as possible. Back to you.
All right, well, it's certainly a good thing, sounds like, then, that they've got all those surveillance cameras and the footage there to go through.
Yes, so it's going to take some time to see everything that's on there, but we know that Logan will be on top of it for us. Thank you so much, Logan.
Of course, we're staying on top of this breaking news.
And when we get an update from police, we'll be going back to Logan, and we'll also be providing all updates on all WTHR platforms. The FBI spent 4 hours serving a search warrant at a home in Carmel this morning.
And they won't tell us tonight what they were looking for, but our Rich Nye was there when agents left with several boxes of evidence.
Neighbors tell me that a large group of police showed up just before 8:30 Friday morning and stood in front of this house. Over a megaphone, they announced, "FBI, come out." Neighbors took photos and videos of the large law enforcement presence on Shakamak Drive. Carmel police helped serve the search warrant. A woman came out of the house with a phone. You can see an agent take that phone from her, and she was questioned in her driveway. Agents searched the house for the next 4 hours. A car was pulled out of the garage so investigators could search the garage attic. At some point before I arrived, the woman left the house and returned later with a lawyer as investigators wrapped up their search. About 10 agents left with several containers of evidence at about 12:30. When law enforcement was gone, I knocked on the door. The lawyer answered and told me the couple who lives there was not sure yet what the investigation is about. The FBI would only confirm that we conducted court-authorized activity at the address in Carmel. Rich Nye, 13 News.
And we believe the couple both work at IU on the Bloomington campus, but neither their lawyer, the FBI, nor IU would say if the investigation has anything to do with their work. Of course, we'll stay on top of that story.
Angela joins us now, and boy, oh boy, all week long she was saying just hang on because Friday's weather is going to be worth the wait, and boy, oh boy, you were right.
Oh, beautiful day. All day today. I walked out
Yes.
to walk the dog about 1:30 this afternoon,
Nice.
and that heat just hit me in the face. Oh, it's wonderful.
It did. We were in sweatshirts on our walk and got hot by the time
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, you gotta
over.
peel them off.
Yes, we started the day with a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder. We ended the day with our first 80-degree day of the year. High temperatures are just coming in, and they are all in the low 80s for us. 83 Shelbyville, 81 Bedford, 81 Terre Haute, and 81 so far. The official high temperature in Indianapolis. That is the first 80-degree day this year. top 10 earliest 80-degree day from the National Weather Service. Always appreciate those tidbits from our National Weather Service office. And we missed the record of 82 by 1. 82 set back in 1910. It's warm and it's windy. These are current wind gusts gusting over 40 miles per hour. We have a gust right now at 45 in Indianapolis, a gust of 46 in Lafayette, and a gust of 47 in Terre Haute. These winds will start to diminish a bit once the sun goes down. Temperatures are down from our highs in the 80s with some clouds this afternoon, in the upper 60s and low 70s. No rain on radar this evening, so as everyone heads downtown for the big basketball games, we have to stay up late for the Purdue one. Temperatures will be in the 70s early evening, dropping through the 60s by 10 o'clock.
All right, thanks so much, Angela.
And we are staying on top of the potential severe weather this weekend, Angela mentioned. To get those updates sent straight to your phone, just download the Live Doppler 13 weather app. It is free in your phone's app store.
Tonight, Purdue tips off in the Sweet 16. The Boilers are taking on Houston.
And it's all happening in downtown Indy. We have team coverage of all the excitement headed into this game. Our Ashton Hackman is live with the fans that are covering and converging on Indianapolis right now.
And we also have team coverage tonight with our very own Dominic Miranda from our sports department. He's live at Lucas Oil Stadium, where it'll be a late tip for Boilers tonight, Dom.
Yeah, we're about roughly 5 hours still till tip here at Lucas Oil Stadium, but I promise you, there's still a buzz in the air for what is to come tonight. Purdue looking to get back to the Elite Eight for the second time in as many seasons, but standing in the way, the one seed in the Midwest region, that would be the 32-4 Houston Cougars. This is sure to be a high-level basketball game here tonight. According to Ken Pom, these are two of the top 10 offenses in all of college basketball. We've, of course, seen what Purdue can do when they're clicking on all cylinders, but Houston, they're no slouch. They're sporting a 15-game winning streak coming into this game. The challenge will be as tough as the Boilers have faced all season long. But rest assured, the Cougars are feeling the same way with a healthy amount of respect for this Purdue program. Cougars head coach Kelvin Sampson had this to say about Matt Painter's team.
And his team is good enough to beat just about anybody. Braden Smith, Kaufman Wren, Lawyer, those guys are all winners. They've been to a level that proves what a great program Purdue is. They got to the championship game last year.
They sure did, and they're looking to get back there. The biggest test of the season on the biggest stage of the season thus far. You wouldn't want it any other way if you're Purdue, right in your backyard, just an hour from Purdue's campus. Remember, this tip is at 10:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it could very possibly be even later than that. So put on a pot of coffee, and let's see if the Boilers can get this done tonight, won't you? We have an extended preview for you of this game between Purdue and Houston on WTHR Plus with our sister station, KHOU in Houston. Be sure to give that a watch. It'll get you all sorts of prepared for tonight's Sweet 16 matchup between the Cougars and the Boilermakers. We'll have much more live for you coming up at 6 here at Lucas Oil Stadium. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. I don't think you're going to need any caffeine to be ready for this.
We're already feeling the vibe
Yes.
and very excited for this game. And really, it's going to feel more like a home game for Purdue tonight. So hopefully that will be an advantage for them going into it. You know, March Madness is really all about the fans and the love of the game.
And we have fans from all over converging here on our city tonight. So with more of our team coverage, let's go to Ashton, who's downtown. Hey, Ashton.
Hey guys, you know, send the new guy out, the soon-to-be IU grad to cover Purdue basketball being in the Final Four. But hey, the Sweet 16. But this is a day to be. We talked with plenty of Purdue fans. They traveled all the way from West Lafayette, including a soon-to-be graduate from Purdue. He says he is hoping for a senior gift with a Boilermaker victory, punching it into the Elite Eight. But this isn't the only team coming. We have teams coming from Kentucky, and we have teams coming, obviously, from Tennessee as well. Really, the only part of the bracket where so many teams are close to that host city. And Lucas Oil Stadium expected to see nearly 30,000 fans tonight. And this is Purdue's third time in the Final Four in 4 years, here in the Sweet 16 in 4 years. And that senior tells me he is hoping that tonight they can punch it to the Elite Eight.
Indy is close to Purdue, so there's going to be a lot of Purdue fans down throughout the day. So just having fun, being close to school, all the Purdue fans that will be here. So I just want to be here and enjoy it because I don't have a whole lot longer left as a Purdue student.
Now, Brody tells me a win tonight might be a little bit of a stretch, but he is obviously having some hope there. That tip coming tonight a little after 10, so if you're willing to stay up that late, that's going to be one to watch. And it's not just Purdue and all these close teams that are coming. People from Houston are also here in Indianapolis. They made that trek all the way here to the Circle City. We have sound from them coming up at 6 o'clock, guys.
Well, you may be an IU grad, Ashton, but hopefully you and everybody's a Boilermaker in spirit tonight.
Yes, as my black here. Yes, see? Yeah, I am representing. Well. I'm a Hoosier grad, and you're representing with your red there because, you know, you're marching down to graduation day. Ashton, thanks so much.
We'll see you again at 6.
A phenom he is, for sure.
He's great. Love to have him here on the team. And, you know, it's not just Purdue. The Notre Dame women's team has also made it to the Sweet 16. They are down in Birmingham, Alabama, trying to advance to their first Elite Eight since 2019, but they got to get past TCU, the Horned Frogs, which is a team they lost to earlier this season. So a chance at redemption tomorrow for the Fighting Irish. The Notre Dame women tipping off tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m.
Yeah, I think this is their little sign there.
That's it.
Horned frog there. All right. Well, the airport is jam-packed today and is expected to stay that way throughout the weekend, all due to travel for these games, the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight and spring break.
Yes, we got spring break still happening. We're going to have more from the airport, all the travel and how it's going through the Indianapolis International Airport in central Indiana coming up at 5:30.
And keep in mind, with all of these events that we're talking about here in our city this weekend, the police really want to remind you to be on the lookout for anything that might seem out of the ordinary or suspicious. Officers are asking you to make sure you keep your head up, be aware of your surroundings, and certainly their motto, if you see something, say something. And this is a message that they've been putting out on social media all day and will likely continue.
And we talked with IMPD about security this weekend ahead of all the events. To learn what else you can do while also having fun, just head to WTHR.com. We've got all that information there. It is now 5:10 on this Friday afternoon. We are on top of breaking news from Indy's east side.
IMPD involved in a shooting on this Friday. We do have a crew on the scene. This is near Prospect and Emerson. They're talking with police. We have the very latest coming up. Plus, defending federal cuts.
The changes expected and the lawsuits already underway. Angela?
Dustin, warm and windy today. The threat of severe weather on Sunday. A look ahead to that weather impact alert day in your forecast.